Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Queenswish 2. We're getting very close to the end, but before we head into the final dungeon, I suppose, or the final area, we're going to try and wrap up some things. First of all, let's see if this harvester thing is done. Hello, ghost? No. Done anything with the crystal shard yet? Apparently so. Whether it's gonna be anything useful, this harvester shard, will remain to be seen, I guess. Yes, we did. He removes the shard from a pouch and hands it to you. Seems exactly the same. The harvester was meant to amplify and direct power. It is capable of doing that, just not as much power as the Erodico tried to send through it. Do you mean the Erodico of old who came up with the plans, or is it supposed to be the Galdnas who most recently tried to use it but failed, had it backfire on them? Who knows? We did a bit of polishing and refining. Now it will help you direct magical power in a more efficient way. Quite a handy little item, in fact. It will be an honor to have you use it. Okay. Learned anything else about the harvester? No, we haven't taken the plants and... We have taken the plants and filed them away. Actually, I'm not sure if we remember to add a warning to them regarding, the exploding. Don't worry. I'll make sure that gets... The shade makes a little moaning noise. Valis turns toward it, excited. Sorry, I have to record this. Yeah. Good thing we're not going to have to deal with that again. An offhand item. I was expecting a charm, but okay. The final remnant of the mighty harvester. It still contains some of that weapon's awesome power. +2 to shock. Oh. Well, that's a bit unfortunate, because obviously... Oh yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, shock barely matters. Obviously, this is only ever going to be useful to a mage, and that's really unfortunate. They should have made it so that it would be useful to any kind of spellcaster. It really should add some sort of, just straight up magical damage or something like that. Because as it is, yeah, this is only going to be useful to a mage, and, well, I've decided to give my mage a staff, and I'm not going to change that now, am I? I suppose technically I could, but the thing is, these bonuses, how does this compare to the Cold Point Orb? This one has 3 slots. Yeah, those are 3 separate gems, I'm pretty sure. Also more defense, 7 and 14 versus only 5 and 10. That is surprising. Huh. Okay, yeah. Mental resist obviously doesn't matter. The Icy Wave I never use. Poison Rain, I do use that, sure. That would probably be the biggest benefit I would get out of this. But that alone hardly seems worth it. Shock, I mean, I do use that occasionally, but I typically either use, my area attacks, or just go with just normal staff attacks for the slow effect. Shock never really seems to deal that much more damage. Yeah, I don't know. A bit disappointing, gotta say, but, it's fine. It is fine. Now, about that book. I have not looked further into it at all, so we're gonna find out if there's anything to be done about that, or, if that quest is already done, I should say. Hi? I guess I saw the mirror flashing when I died and was teleported back here, I guess, or to some other fort. Right? One of these last episodes? Wasn't even thinking about that. A crude, misty caricature of Sutter's face appears in the mirror. Its lower lip curls down in disapproval. Prince, are you there? So formal. I've heard rumors. They concern me. The gates to the highest peaks of the row have been opened. Our subjects are trying to summon you there. Is this true? Yes? I'm glad that you don't bother to deny it. That gives me the chance to correct any foolishness you have planned. What are you talking about? Also, well, I mean, how did you know? Obviously we have our spies everywhere. You think we have no spies in the High Letha? The Rokash is difficult to infiltrate, but with so many rival tribes, they can't keep us from splitting them up forever. You must see by now how vulnerable and conflicted the row is for all their bluster, which is why they are trying to sucker you into going to Provakrug. And what of it? It is not their place to challenge you. It is not wise for you to expose yourself to this danger, nor is it necessary. You must not ascend. If I don't go, there will be war. Yeah, that's what it comes down to. And if I go, there might not be war. That makes it worth it. Then there will be war. Our soldiers will crush all those foolish enough to stand up to us. Probably needs to be done every century or so. Yeah, except you're completely wrong there, and obviously any bloodshed that can be avoided should be avoided, always. No exceptions. At any rate, you have done what Mother wished. Your work there is concluded. Yeah, I'll consider what you have said. You will do more than that, don't you remember? I will be king, and I speak for Mother. Yeah, you will be king maybe, but you're not yet. And Mother speaks for Mother. So, kindly leave me alone? Wow. Your work there is done, I say so. Return to Fort Meadow 4. I'm already there, idiot. Make your final reports to General Miranda, then the portal there will open for you. It's time for you to return home. Can you come and help me? Wow. Why? What? Who would ever say that in this situation? That makes no sense. You sent me here, I will decide for myself. Exactly. Sutter is enraged. Did you not hear me? Oh, I heard you just fine. I am in command. I have given you an order. You turn and leave. Cease this foolishness before you are... You walk away. And we have more? Really? Oh, hey. The mirror fills with mist. The mist resolves into a crisp image of your mother's face. So, why these differences? Why is her face crisp? And Sutter's was... What, I don't know, a caricature of himself? Unless that was just a trick of one final attempt of the wolf to trick me? But it sounded a lot like Sutter, so I don't know. Anyway, the mirror fills with mist. The mist resolves into a crisp image of your mother's face. Atantuo, you have come. She looks surprisingly well. I mean, were you expecting me? Looks surprisingly well. Her eyes are sharp. She seems more attentive and thoughtful than she has for some time. I have had word. The truth has finally emerged. The Rokaj challenge us. Challenge you. Yes. I mean, I would say hello, but yeah. Rasa Suharma has summoned me to Provakrug. Yes, the highest peak in the row, the testing place. They want you to go there and answer for Haven. Perhaps be tested in battle. High up enough that the magic of Haven can't save you if you fall. It's an interesting loophole in our super protective magic. Why would it not work after above a certain altitude? That's that seems kind of strange. Anyway, I'm filled with grief that Consort Darmal's homeland would betray us so. I mean, but what if I succeed though? Have you considered that? Everyone seems to just expect me to die and or I don't know, fail in bringing peace and somehow making things worse. But what if I don't fail? Anyway, have you been to Provakrug? No, no Havenite ever has. It is their most remote, sacred place. It would be an honor to be invited there if it wasn't such an insult. Okay. I mean, why isn't it an honor, though? Like, yeah, I mean, I get it. They're just you know, they are a mere vassal. Obviously, it's not their place to demand anything from us, the mighty empire. And thus, by default, anything they ask us to do, which is not, you know, considered appropriate, is an insult, I guess. But it is still a sacred ritual for them, right? A sacred procedure to settle things, settle matters of grand importance up there on the mountain. And I have been invited there. I have been asked to go there to help settle things. So, I don't know, I'm leaning on it being an honor rather than an insult. But I know I'm strange. I'm excited to face the challenge. I don't know if I would put it that way. Obviously, you know, realistically speaking, it would be terrifying. Because the outcome would be unclear. Obviously, I know that it's going to work out in the end, you know, to some extent. There might not be complete peace and, you know, all the problems suddenly disappearing But I'm pretty sure that the outcome ultimately is going to be somewhat favorable. Just because of all the things I have been doing and how much I have been, taking the wishes and the best interest of the Rokaj into account, as opposed to only, acting in Haven's interest. Anyway, I'm excited. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would say that. Why does it sadden you so? When I was young, I glorified the place, their nobility, their courage. I even married one of them. I was naive in my youth. I let myself be blinded to the nature of the Rokaj. The nature of the Rokaj? They are not like us. The Inner Road treats women like Delia and me, as property. The Kranis Woods maintains their precious magic through human sacrifice. These are not aberrations. It is how they are. And now they demand my child. Yeah. It's kind of different, though. What did Father think of his homeland? A long pause. It was the only thing we argued about. He adapted to Haven, but he never apologized for the land of his birth. He only said, if you had to learn to survive in those deadly mountains, you would understand. What do you think of the women of the Rokaj? I think they are neglected, abused, wasted. Well, that's really only true for those in the Daga, though. Everywhere else they are free to do pretty much what they want, as far as we know, as far as we've experienced. But Haven has to tolerate the flaws of its vassals. We can't remake people, they can only remake themselves. Haven leads by example. Yeah, and things are slowly changing. Are you horrified by what happens in the Kranis Woods? Any civilized person would be, yet there is no surer way to make a vassal rebel than to interfere with their religion. Haven can demand much. We can't demand that no matter how repulsive the vassal's beliefs are. If I don't go to Provakrug, I'm told that the Ro will rebel. Yes, they will. Our army is already sailing to Laskara. It will be a hard fight, but the Rokaj is not strong enough to resist us. If they follow through on their threat, I will crush them. The head of this wolf will hang on the pilgrimage road. Her voice is starting to become slurred. Her sharpness is fading. The war would be a bloodbath? Yep. Obviously. And not just among the Rokaj. Obviously, it would cost many Havenite lives as well. Perhaps the Rokaj should be crushed. Whatever their flaws, the Rokaj deserve more than we gave them. I mean, probably. I will answer that call in Provakrug. Yes. I mean, ultimately, of course that's what it comes down to. The war would be a bloodbath. Perhaps. For them more than us. The wolf made it necessary. Haven must crush one petty rebel like him every year. The difference now? I will enjoy his destruction. He insulted us. I will enjoy his destruction. He insulted us. And he threatened you. Yeah, well... Anyway, I will answer that call in Provakrug. The Queen's head bows. No, I forbid it. If you listen to me only once, my strange, willful child, listen to me now. If you go there, we can't save you. You must not be sacrificed for my crimes. Okay, well then I'm just not gonna die. I will do what I must. And I will succeed. I see that now. Maybe I should trust you. Maybe you should. After all my successes. Maybe you should actually trust me. Maybe you have earned it. I only wish I could see you one more time before we get so little of what we want. I love you, Atantuo. You are a child of Haven. The mist fades. Oh, okay. Unexpected. And now what, Delia? No? When you approach the mirror, you hear a light voice. Wolf's voice emerges. It is still distorted, but is starting to sound almost familiar. You should be able to tell who it is now. It is just on the tip of your tongue. Really? Is there really gonna be some sort of twist? I mean, who could it possibly be? If not Darmal. I mean, could it be him? But would that make sense? I don't know. I'm not even gonna try. So, Atantuo, the promised challenge has come. You have met Rasa Soharim. I really don't have time for this. You know what? Honestly, I really just shouldn't. I just leave. As you turn away, Wolf says, I hope to see you soon. And the voice is gone. Yeah, we could have gotten something interesting out of this, I suppose, but no, I'm refusing to get manipulated more, and obviously whatever grand reveal there is going to be. We'll experience it in person soon enough. And finally, Delia. The mirror fills with a thick red mist. It takes the form of Delia's angry face. Your sister is the diplomat of the family. It is rare that she lets herself be seen so angry, even by you. Atantuo, I've had a report from the High Letha. I can hardly believe it. The arrogance, the insult, to challenge you in such a way, unacceptable. Okay, for a second here I thought that she was also going to be mad at me for, once again, insisting to ignore all good advice or even direct orders from the rest of the family. But not yet, anyway. So, I suppose you heard that the road challenged me. Yes, why would I deny it? Everyone has. That snake Rasa Soharu made sure that everyone found out. There are probably mirelings in the deepest swamps of Sacramentum who have heard. The insolence. To make us, the Empire of Haven, prove our worth to our vassals. Yeah, but... seems pretty reasonable, considering all they've been through. Honestly, yeah. Haven needs to show them its strength. I mean, yeah, that too, to an extent, I guess. I mean, why not prove ourselves? I don't know, I'm gonna go with this one. Delia lets out a ragged sigh. We have not tended the Rokash well, I admit it. But we still have a treaty. A sacred contract. Well, sacred to us, perhaps. Really not so much to them. We did a poor job, but we still lived up to our obligations. Just barely, and arguably not really in some cases. I mean... yeah, I don't know. Not sure about that, honestly. The Rokash is still safe and mostly wealthy. And for that, those insolent hill warriors summoned you, a Prince of Haven, to Provakrug? How can anyone think that is acceptable? What do you mean? The Queen does not wish for you to go to Provakrug. Return to Fort Meadow 4 and make your final reports to General Miranda. We will activate the portal so you can return home. Yeah, except that I just talked to the Queen and she, while she was trying to talk me out of it at first, in the end, ultimately, I get the feeling like she's actually not too unhappy with me, insisting on going my own way and following the challenge and answering the challenge. So, her official stance might be that this is, unacceptable and not to be tolerated. But I think in the end she sounded, dare I say, proud of me. So, there's that. I'm already getting constant reports of Haven's caravans being ambushed. The war is beginning. It is time for you to get out. The crisis is now a matter for General Angak and our army. We are being robbed? I mean, yes, we saw that. We saw several signs of that, and it's not too surprising, really. If we attack the row, it will be a bloodbath. I'm half row, I should answer to my people. Yeah, I mean... I don't know, I feel like, to me personally, that wouldn't matter as much. It's more like being, a human being, rather than, my genes, basically. And where exactly my parents are from. I thought you wanted me to help you out. Wait, I thought you wanted me to help you out. What? I had a job to do. I wouldn't call that helping her out. Won't Haven's magic protect me? No, apparently not. But what is this about? And you have, my dear brother. You need to learn when to act and when to delegate. The risk of Provakrug is too great. This is now the time for the army. Well, if I fail, it will be. If we attack, there will be a bloodbath. It is their fault. Yeah, but... well, why do I keep arguing? They provoked us. Anyway, the Rokash is a wild place. They need to be disciplined now and then. Her voice is eerily cold. For a moment, she doesn't sound like your sister at all. But it is her. Thanks for the reassurance there. Won't Haven's magic protect me? It has limits. The farther you go from our forest, the weaker the protection is. If you go to Provakrug and come close to death, we may not be able to recover you. Oh, but you may be able to recover me. So my death is not even guaranteed. Yay. So I have to pick one of these? We are being robbed. The Rokash is a land of raiders. If they plan to go to war, the first thing they will do is attack our supplies. You will have fewer resources to work with now. Well, if you say so. I'm half row, I should answer to my people. You did. You gave them all the attention they deserved, and then some. You think every vessel gets such personal attention from the Prince of Haven? A prince? You have done much, but go to Provakrug? Too much. Okay, and apparently I have to say this. The portal is ready for me? It will be. Go to Fort Meadow 4 and make your final reports to General Miranda. Leave the Rokaj behind. You'll be welcomed with open arms. The mist starts to break up. Oh, the mist starts to break up. The power of the mirror is wavering. Strange. Is it strange? I will definitely consider what you said. No, this is my job. I will go to Provakrug. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I've said the same thing to everyone else. I definitely haven't changed my mind since. Delia is quiet for a moment, shocked and scared. Atantuo, you don't know what you're saying. This is a trap. The warriors up there are savages. The mist abruptly fades. Delia's voice cuts out. And finally, there is silence. Okay. Well, before I talk to Miranda and maybe go to the portal and to return home and to see the bad ending, or some sort of ending, I will talk to Sage Harlan. I've hunted for your books. Wait. Was this option there before? I'm so glad you remembered my humble request. What did you find? I don't have any books to give you right now. Completely understandable. Wait. Have I brought you enough books to be helpful? Sure enough. You have increased Haven's knowledge more than I ever thought possible. Even better, combing through these books, I found a number of facts of immediate application to your struggle. He gives you several scrolls. Several? I see a scroll of life, which is great because I actually recently used one. So I don't mind that one bit. Take this information to the Tower of the Erudiko. I know that their crafters can make wondrous things. Oh, so I'm gonna get some of those tomes of knowledge or something? This knowledge will be of value, if you say so. Yeah, relevant lore +2. Okay. Well, that was a bit anticlimactic. Obviously, I could have had that quite some time ago. Oh, we also have a Scroll of Life here, a Scroll of Calling, whatever. Or several Scrolls of Life in reserve, I should say. Scroll of Might. Actually, you can have one of those in your active inventory. Let's see here. I'm gonna make some room. Actually, it doesn't matter so long as we do have room to move things around. This thing, I guess I'll just sell. Not letting rune will go to you eventually. Actually, you can give that back to her. And take the rune for yourself. Right. Okay. Save. Now, is there even anything I can talk to you about? Talk about the Rasas, I guess? The final petition? I meant the Rasa of the Hylitha. He commanded me to go to Provakrug. Okay, quest completed. General Miranda nods. Oddly, she seems relieved. Well, that solves the problem. This request is completely unreasonable. They are violating the terms of our treaty with them. I believe the Queen will say that your work is done. So are we just considering this petition answered? Of course, it is ridiculous to think that a prince of the mighty Empire of Haven would climb to the highest, coldest peak of the Rokaj to answer the whines of those savages. I think we are almost done here. Let us discuss our next step. I believe that you have completed your mission. Queen has sent me back to give you orders regarding the Rokaj? No, not really. I have made judgments on all the governors and received the petitions of all Rasas. I have completed my mission. I guess so. Quest advanced, but not finished. General Miranda checks her records, then she double-checks them. A moment of tense silence. She grins. It is true. You're finally done. All Rasas answered. All governors judged. Now you can return to Sharyn's place. Sharyn's palace. Also her place. The portal in the northern hall will open for you. You can go and never return. Then our true work can begin. Your true work? We have coddled the Rokaj too long, accepted too many insults. Once you are safely away, we are going to make them pay for their insolence. I don't know if this war could be avoided by you traveling to Provakrug. But it might be. It doesn't matter. Once you are safely away, this insult will be answered. There's still more I need to do here. I can't respond to that. You are a prince. If you want to stay, I can't prevent you. I know that the Queen wants you to use the portal. Therefore, I think that is the way of greatest wisdom. Thanks for your input. My family has requested that I return home. Yes, I just talked to them. They were very insistent on that point. They want you to use the portal and go home immediately. You will probably not be in the Rokaj for a very long time, if ever. War is coming. Right. Want to discuss my work in the Rokaj? Nothing more I'm allowed to say to you. Perhaps I should answer the challenge at Provakrug. The Queen will be most displeased. Well, officially. She may take her anger out on me. You could consider just using the portal home? Afraid not. Okay, wow, this is suddenly looking extremely barren. Huh, your diplomatic mission has formally concluded. The Queen wishes you to use the portal in Fort Meadow 4 to return home. Of course, you might have other business to conclude in the row before you go. Right. Well, let's take a look at what happens here. Shall we? The portal is open, glowing and ready to take you home. Now that your diplomatic mission is complete, you wonder if Mother will allow you to return to the Rokaj. She controls the portals, after all. If you have anything else to do here, you may want to do it now. Well, I did save the game. Obviously, this is not the ending I'm choosing. You return to Sharyn's palace from the Rokaj. Your mission complete. The garden is empty. No family, no guards. It's eerily still. You honestly expected a bit more of a reaction. Uh-oh. You begin your search for someone to report to. Has something happened here? Well, Delia's here. At last, someone is here to greet you. Princess Delia is pacing back and forth in the middle of the throne room. You approach her, expecting a warm hello. It is only when you get close that you see how upset she is. She turns and looks at you. You see the exhaustion and the tears. She leaps forward and throws her arms around you. Then, just as abruptly, she backs away. Atantuo, you have come back at last. The throne room guards are trying very hard not to notice any of this. Greetings, sister. Yes, Hello. Welcome home. She wipes her eyes with her sleeve. It's strange to see her so uncomposed, especially out of private chambers. It has been a hard day. Mother is ill. She had a setback. A setback? Well, that's not too surprising. What happened? Mother grew very ill this morning. I visited her. There were no healers in the chamber. I found her, pale. She wouldn't respond to... She has to pause for a moment. I thought she was dead. I called for the healers. They revived her with her medicines. It took time. One of the bottles she needed was empty, you see. Okay. Where's Sutter? He's not here yet. He's fighting in the... I forget where. Yeah, but I talked to him recently. Maybe it's possible to talk from different locations, between different locations that are not, and not necessarily just from the palace. Who knows? Or it wasn't actually him. We might never know. He's not here. He's fighting in the... I forget where. Some wastes on some border. He has been summoned. He will be home soon. How's she faring? All right. She's conscious. They say she will soon be as she was yesterday. They have checked all their medicines and mixtures. One of the bottles was empty. Mother drank too much of it. A terrible accident. She has been dizzy and confused a lot lately, you see. She drank too much of it. Is that really what's happening? Did someone try to kill her? Yeah, drinking an entire bottle of medicine by accident? A very long silence. Delia stares off into the distance. Yes, it has been difficult here. We are all confused. Mother most so. The healers make lots of potions for her to try to help her. It was an accident. It has to be. Mother is unwell. Very unwell. I don't think Mother is as sick as you make it sound. Clearly she's not telling you the whole truth, but I'm not sure what exactly is supposed to be going on, though. We hid the truth from you. Mother especially. She had her list, so many problems that have been left unsolved. The Rokaj was only one of those. Sutter was fighting everywhere. Mother wanted to look strong. Now, today we have to face the truth. And she smiles slightly. What? You hid the truth from me. As if Mother being sick is supposed to be coming as a shock to me right now? Seriously? Okay. I'm not sure if... I'm not entirely sure what the game is trying to tell me here. Well, either way, I'm back from the Rokaj, by the way. Hi. Yes, you look different. A dangerous adventure in the Rokaj, another rebellion, something to keep our soldiers busy at least. Would you like to hear my report? I do not. Then she chokes a little. Tears are about to resume. It has been a long day here, Atantuo. I need to go rest. I need to think. Your report has to go elsewhere. Who do I talk to? Mother. Mother said she wants to see you. She wants to see you the moment you get back. It is an order. You can give her your report. She adds bitterly. Good luck getting her to actually listen. I will see you soon. I must... She turns and runs out of the throne room. Runs out, huh? Okay. Oh. You tried to open this door, it's locked. Okay, I guess I'll go through here then. Thought I'd take a slightly shorter way. Okay, healers. You enter your mother's chambers and see her lying in her bed. She looks sickly and exhausted, worse than you have ever seen her. Still, when you enter, she insists on rising to greet you in the proper regal form. As servants assist her in becoming presentable, one of the healers tugs your sleeve from the side. Hello, Prince. May I speak with you? How fares my mother? You may have heard. She has had a difficult day. She is just now recovering. She will be able to speak with you. She only asked for a moment to prepare. How did my mother drink a whole bottle of medicine? She asked to be alone so that she could sleep. Her medicines were routinely left by her bed. We imagined she was tired and disoriented and drank it by mistake. The Queen has had difficult periods. She's in one of these right now. If there's a similar incident, you will pay. I mean, honestly, yeah, I guess... I still don't know. Is the implication that she was trying to kill herself? Surely not, right? Then... I mean, maybe she was confused. I guess she has definitely appeared very much unlike herself at times. Not recently. The last 2 times I talked to her, including extremely recently, of course, she sounded perfectly lucid. But, you know, I wouldn't completely rule out the possibility of her accidentally drinking some random, you know, medicine standing by her bedside. Of course, the fact that it was left there in the first place is, you know, very careless, to say the least. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe someone actually tried to poison her. Pretty unsuccessfully, I should say, but still. Yeah, I don't know if threats will help anyone, but I guess it would make sense that, you know, I would be pretty furious right now after what happened here. So, yeah, of course, we apologize. We will make sure it does not happen again. So she's very ill? I'm afraid so. It is a wasting disease, as you know. Slow progressing, painful. It is said when the diseases of commoners affect the greatest among us. It is sad when the diseases of commoners affect the greatest among us, yet the sickness does not see a crown. Yes. I was told that she was well. Seriously? Yeah, I was. But surely I wasn't expected to believe that for even a second. That is so bizarre. That is, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. Remember, everything we do is at your mother's instruction. She is the queen, and she has her reasons and responsibilities. Yes. What is the cure? Obviously there isn't one. I do not think a cure is available. Magic can cure wounds, but not diseases. Life must reach its end. I am... Then Queen Sharyn interrupts him. Atantuo, I am ready. Come to me, my child. Let me hear of your victories. Okay. The queen motions you forward. She's standing upright, but with difficulty. Sweat begins to bead out on her forehead. She says, My child, you return victorious. Victorious-ish. I am proud. It is good to have you home. As she waits for a response, she carefully lowers herself back into bed. Are you feeling well? Of course, I am completely well. She forces an unconvincing smile. I hope you haven't been listening to too many rumors. You know how court can be. I'm ready to report about the Rokaj, I guess? Yes, of course. There is a long pause. You start to speak, but she doesn't seem to be paying attention. Her chin slumps toward her chest. Mother? There is a moment of great tension. The healers all lean forward. Then Mother returns to herself. She smiles wanly, I don't know, and tries to look healthy. I apologize, Atantuo. I have not been myself today. I will take your report in a moment. She sips some water. Is it really water? Not some sort of potion? Okay. You're looking well. Why lie to her? Delia is very concerned. I'd like to know about your health. I mean, obviously she's unwilling to tell me the truth, for some reason. It is improving. How can it not, when so many attentive healers look after me? I have better and worse days. As I'm sure Delia informed you, I had a small mishap this morning. Yeah, you drank a whole bottle of medicine. It was an embarrassing mistake. I am mortified, as you could imagine. My healers make a variety of potions for me to sip at different points of the day. I woke up too early. I was tired. I drank from the wrong bottle, that is all. Are you sure it was an accident? She looks at you in the eyes, and you shrink back. For a moment, the Queen is her old imperious self. It was an accident. They happen. It will not happen again. And I'll just keep insisting, I guess. I mean, she would not try to kill herself, right? That's just so unlike her. She's been pushing herself so hard to, finish that list of her and not giving herself any kind of break. She does not seem like the person to suddenly just decide to end everything, and then in such a clumsy way. That's so strange. Still, that seems to be implied, right? I mean, maybe she was not actually... Maybe she was confused, I guess. Not entirely herself, but she did not actually confuse the potion for anything else, but it was actually like a moment of weakness. And she did try to kill herself? I don't know. Weird. A wrong dose I can understand, but an entire bottle? There will be no more discussions of this unfortunate mistake. Lessons were learned. It will not happen again. Now is the time for business. Reports. Okay. Well, you want to hear my report on the Rokash? Yes. She picks up her crumpled list of tasks and looks at it. Wait, let me find the correct entry. She looks at the list without seeing it. She's starting to lose her focus. A long silence. I completed my mission. There's unrest there, but nothing that requires your direct attention. Well, that's a lie. The Rokash challenged Haven and asked me to climb the mountain and answer for you. I refused. I mean, in this timeline, this dark timeline, yes, I guess that's what happened. So let's see what the outcome of this is going to be. War, I guess. They challenged you. Challenged the child of Darmal? It is not possible. They would never dare. It is good that you didn't go. It could only have been a prank. A prank, right. That the Rokash would challenge us? Unthinkable. It is the truth, though. She grows very confused. The Rokash fighting us? I don't understand. How could this be possible? Delia? Sutter? Darmal? What is happening here? The lead healer walks forward and gently lays a hand on your arm. Your mother has had a very long day. We still need to talk, though. The Queen says, yes, we will. I need to understand. This is just all so strange. Just let me rest for a bit. She slumps back against the pillows and closes her eyes. The list slips out of her hand. Well, that's not great. Now what? The Queen is exhausted. The healers gently escort you away from her. As you walk away from the Queen's bedchamber, you hear a disturbance. Clanging, shouting. It's not battle, but something is definitely happening. The sounds come from the direction of the throne room. General Miranda? What? Wait. When you enter the throne room, you are surprised to find General Miranda waiting for you. She is accompanied by an escort of soldiers. Some are Havenites, some are Ro. Some have recently seen battle. General Miranda walks up to you and bows. Okay, so it's not rebellion, I guess, if she's bowing. Prince, I'm very happy to see you. I have urgent news. Why are you here? Rebellion. Things have happened far faster than we expected. We are in desperate need of orders. I've been looking for someone to report to, but nobody of your rank has been available. Well, give me your report. The traitors who challenged you and attacked Haven are on the move. Their army has begun to descend from the High Letha. They are a small force, but fearless. As they head downhill, they are gaining recruits. Clans are joining them. In Lascara, General Agag is ready to launch a response. We have an army there, waiting to be unleashed. We can fight these rebels. You note that some of these warriors have already been in skirmishes. You see scratched armor and bandaged wounds. They have had no time to make themselves more presentable. Right. Can I assist you? I did not expect to get these orders from you. However, all other royals are either absent or, in the case of the Queen, not conscious. Surprised that you already know that, since she literally only fell unconscious a minute ago, but okay. What we need can only be provided by royalty. The situation is urgent. Well then, what do you want from me? Your army in the Gentle Coast is ready to march to war. The blades are sharp, the will is strong. All they need is a command. Give the word, and we will begin to awe the Rokaj with a timely show of strength. That is usually what it takes to control those barbarians. Okay, let's see here. I give the command, crush the rebels utterly, make an example of them so that nobody thinks we are weak. I give the command, fight the rebels, but carefully? Fight them carefully. Fight them gently. Go slowly. Minimize damage and casualties. I have no orders. Allow the rebellion to proceed. Interesting choice. I'm not in charge. I can't give an order. Okay. You know what? Since I chose this path, since I basically chose war, and I feel like option number 2 is just a bit too wishy-washy. I mean, fight them carefully, slowly. What's that supposed to accomplish? That's not going to prove our strength in the eyes of the Rokaj. That's going to prolong the fighting needlessly, potentially endangering the success of the entire campaign. If there's going to be fighting, crush the rebels. Obviously, I'm expecting to, expecting our army to, spare the general population and anyone not joining the rebellion wherever possible. So, yeah. The soldiers nod. General Miranda looks grim, but you can see the glimmer of excitement in her eyes. Is that a good thing? Yes, the Rokaj is a stubborn place. Only vicious, overwhelming force will get through those skulls of theirs. It will be done. I should return with you. Maybe? I'm not expecting that to be possible, though. General Miranda shakes her head. I'm sorry, Prince. You would be very welcome, it is true. However, for the good of Haven, someone needs to be in the palace to give orders. The soldiers all salute. There are the standard pleasantries, then they return to the portal. Back in the Rokaj, war is beginning. Here, you find yourself standing in the throne room, unsure of what your role is now. I mean, I can... okay, I can get teleported to my room, I suppose. I was gonna say I could just, stay in the throne room, I suppose, to try and manage everything until either Delia wakes back up, or the Queen, or Sutter returns, who is, as he keeps saying, the future king. Just to, But I suppose things are just going to continue automatically from here on out anyway. Now that the soldiers are gone, you wander around looking for someone to talk to or something to do. The palace is eerily quiet. A few guards, no courtiers. You find dust and cobwebs. The housekeeping has been neglected. Normally the Queen would never tolerate this. Eventually, you return to your bedroom to rest. You eat, drink, and shake off the exhaustion of your time in the Rokaj. 3 days pass. Then a servant comes with a message. Prince Sutter has finally returned. He's waiting in the throne room. In 3 days, we haven't even talked to Delia? Anyway, Sutter, huh? There he is. At last, Prince Sutter has returned from whatever his latest mission is. He's sitting on Mother's throne. Well, okay. Or he's standing there, off to the side. Who knows? You have never seen him do this before. If Mother was well, you doubt he would have dared. You see and smell that he is fresh from battle. He slumps forward, exhausted. There are still dots of blood on his sleeve. It takes a moment for him to notice you are here. When he looks up at you, it is hard to read his expression. Is he feeling nothing or too many things at once? He says quietly, "Hello, Prince. I see you got here ahead of me. Here to help clean up messes, I am sure. I'm back, ready to assume my duty." You're finally back. We needed you. Did you? Seems like you did fine in my absence. I was busy chopping and hacking at poor malcontents in faraway lands. It's what I'm good for. Yeah, same, I guess. You might as well catch me up. What about these rumors I'm hearing? Our beloved Queen almost died? Mother drank a bottle of medicine and almost died. You tell him the story. Again, an eerie lack of reaction. He thinks for a bit. Then he asks several questions, none of which you have the answers to. Finally, he asks, "And what do you think of that little crisis?" What do I think of it? And these are the options? Mother is very ill. I mean, yes. That is evident. I spoke with the doctor. That's not That's not my opinion. Mother still has her list of tasks. Yeah, also not an answer to his question. It was an accident, it won't happen again. Clearly that is not true. Everyone says it was an accident. That is true, but also not an answer to his question. I don't know, I guess I'm gonna go with Mother is very ill. It is true, she is. I thought I knew the truth. Yet I think maybe Delia was hiding the truth of the Queen's sickness even from me. Well, the whole extent of it, I suppose. I spoke with the doctor? You tell what you learned. Oh my, you mean people around here are telling the truth? I'm glad I got back before we fell back out. Before we fell back out of the habit. Mother still has a list of tasks. Yes, she wants to go to the end thinking she has left Haven calm and prosperous and perfect. I don't want to be the one who tells her that she is grinding us all up for an impossible dream. Well, everyone says it was an accident. I'm sure they do. The palace is operating as it always does. Don't worry, you have told me the correct story, and I will be sure to repeat it. And the Rokaj has gone to war, have they? Not your fault. I mean, kind of, though. It's just what they do. Still, I'd like to hear what happened from your mouth. Well, the Rokaj is in rebellion. General Miranda came to get orders. Now he sits up straight. You see an actual emotion in his eyes. Unfortunately, it is rage. Oh, she did she? And her future king was delayed a few days, so she just took orders from whoever was standing around? Yes. You should have been here. I mean, I suppose, well, yeah, obviously he was occupied otherwise. So he really can't be blamed for not being here at that moment. It was unavoidable for me to make the decision. Obviously, it couldn't have been delayed for several days. Yeah, I had no choice. He stands up and starts to pace back and forth. The decision could have waited a day. A day, but not 4 days, or, well, 3 days, I suppose, until he returned. What is the point of all my training, all my preparation, if I'm bypassed the moment there is a crisis? He realizes that the guards are watching him. He tries to calm down. You should not have been asked. I am to be king. Yeah, well, what do you think should be done? He holds up his sleeve and looks at the blood. I have a purpose. I am Mother's dog of war. Go here, kill these rebels, go there, kill these magical errors, killing and more killing. Turns out that is what she made me for. I understand you let loose our army. Good. I will make sure they're enthusiastic. They will crush the rebels. They will learn that King Sutter is not sentimental. Haven will not tolerate any more nonsense. Is Haven well? All Mother can do is find things that are going wrong. That's an odd question to ask now of all times. You should be king. Are you sure that you want to be king? You are not the only one who can rule. Wow. This is a selection of options. I guess I'll ask this one first, because that seems like kind of a side branch of the conversation. She wants to leave this world thinking everything is taken care of. Peace everywhere. We all love each other. It's a natural desire. As her children, we owe it to her to help her believe that lie. Do we? Okay. You should be king. I mean, I don't know if he should be, honestly. I'm not really a fan of his attitude, necessarily. Are you sure you want to be king? Prince Sutter looks concerned. Why would you ask that? Why does my wanting matter? I have a duty. I will fulfill it, that's all. Do you still have dreams of taking my place? It will never happen, brother. Unless you die, of course. Remember, it is I who will have to decide whether Haven is on the right path. Though, I will count on you and Delia to give your opinions from time to time. Right. Haven is strong and just. Haven is confused and neglectful. It must reform. Haven should not rule the world. Wow. I mean, I wonder how much of this is going to repeat after I actually go to Provakrug, or if the ending is going to be completely different. Of course, if we basically have these same conversations again, I might go with different options. But again, since this is basically the dark timeline where I suddenly decided that Haven should just crush the rebels and move on, I might as well go with Haven is strong and just. Yes, it is our home. You are part of it. You must believe it, even if it's not true. After all, where else can you go? When I am king, I will serve Haven as it deserves it. The Queen will hear of your loyalty. As for you, you are a prince. You are my brother. You are special. I will always find a proper use for you. Okay, good to know. What must I do? Prince Sutter looks at you, weighing you, trying to decide how much he should offer at this point. However, before he can speak, he is interrupted. Princess Delia runs into the room. Princess Delia walks into the throne room and gives you a nod. A proper diplomatic smile is pasted on her face. This is the first time you have seen her in 3 days. Really? Okay. Where has she been? At last she has emerged, and she has made herself calm and presentable. She embraces Sutter. Welcome home, brother. She looks at his state of dress. You should have had time to clean up. Still, I'm sure you will be forgiven when Mother comes. She turns to you. My brother, I must apologize for the display I gave you when you came home. I lost my composure. It will not happen again. I understand. You have had to be very strong, I guess. She looks away. It has been hard. I try to help Mother. I do her research, her demands. It has been lonely, difficult. She looks back at you and smiles. Still, it is my duty as princess, and I'm compensated. Compensated how? As for you, I hope your well-earned rest restored you. How are things in the castle? About to change quickly. Mother is on the way. Sutter asks, what? After what happened? She's holding court? Delia responds, the queen does what she wants, and she makes sure we do what she wants as well. How is Mother? She has recovered since her unfortunate accident. She has some energy. She is in surprisingly good spirits. I'm sure having all of her children under her roof helps greatly. How is Sutter? Why would we ask her about what? That's so weird. How is Sutter? She looks at your brother. In need of a bath and rest for both body and mind. The queen has been having you do a lot of fighting. Sutter says, it feels like my only purpose. Killing. It eats away at you. It is good to be home. What do you want, Delia? I want so much. I confess it. My life, it has strayed far from what I wanted. What it should be. I must be patient. What is wanted of me? The queen will be here soon. You can ask her yourself. Did you have some of your own ideas for what you should do? I need to return to the Rokaj. It's facing war. I don't know. I will stay in the palace. I will do what Mother wants. Sure, yeah, I'll do what Mother wants. Sutter and Delia laugh. Delia says, of course you will. It has to start working sometime, doesn't it? She tilts her head. My hearing has always been sharper than yours. Don't you hear? Mother comes. Look to the door. Before long you hear a procession approach. Delia and Sutter move to the side. The guards straighten their spines. The eastern doors open. A strong, herbal, medicinal smell enters the throne room. Followed by Queen Sharyn, I guess, who walks through the doors. Her healers wait behind in the hall, waiting to leap in and tend to her if needed. The queen makes her unsteady way to the throne. It's fortunate that Sutter is not in it, or there might be awkwardness. She sits and looks at you. The final audience regarding your Rokaj adventure is about to begin. Finally. Okay, I guess I need to talk to her. You approach Queen Sharyn III. Your brother and sister bow their heads. You note that the queen has her list of tasks hanging from her hand, covered with scrawled notes and heavily crumpled. Sometimes she forgets that she is holding it. She says, this audience is to celebrate Prince Atantuo. I sent my child on a difficult mission in the Rokaj. This is a celebration. Sutter and Delia look at each other. My children are home. Inspect her carefully, I guess. You take a good look at her. Her face looks strange. Her eyes have a glassy, manic quality. She must have insisted that the healers give her a mixture to get her through this audience. She wanted very much to celebrate your return properly. I mean, I still feel like it would be appropriate to ask her if she's doing well, if just out of politeness, you know. She's silent, but you see her eyes start to focus. When she speaks again, some of the old strength has returned. What? Yes, of course I am. She snaps. I have had troubles, all know it. Yet I'm the Queen of Haven, don't forget it. We need to talk about the bottle of medicine. No, I guess that's, I don't know, why the game keeps insisting on this. Obviously there's something more to this whole thing, but I don't think there's anything to be gained by if I continue mentioning it. I don't know. It's weird. I understand. I'm glad. I hope all understand. Haven is challenged, and it will respond with confidence and strength. So, Atantuo, let us resume our conversation. You have a report about the state of the Rokaj. Yes, The Rokash is in rebellion. I've had reports from the field from our generals. Miranda and Agag were quite forthcoming, both about the situation and your contributions. The rebels have advanced quickly, and warriors join them every day. Loyal armies in the higher valleys are already being attacked. There is death among the rebels and those loyal to us. When you returned to the palace, General Miranda asked you to give the order to counterattack. How did you respond? I ordered that the row be utterly crushed. Well, the rebel part of them. A harsh choice, my child. I know it must have been painful to give it. Sutter tries to say something. You can still see his resentment that you gave orders in his place, and his resentment when the Queen ignores him. You were wise, firm, and without sentimentality. You are the child I raised. I approve. To finish this audience, I must ask you some questions. You know that Sutter and Delia seem eager to speak. Delia, something to say? Let's all continue ignoring Sutter. Delia looks at Mother's increasingly vacant eyes. She looks at exhausted, unwashed Sutter. Then she looks at you. She looks like she doesn't recognize you. She says in a quiet voice, I have nothing to say. I am only happy that we are all together again. She takes a step back. Okay. That's kind of sad. I'm ready to answer your questions, Mother. The Queen looks at her list for a while, eventually finding a few notes. Most of your choices were adequate. Some were even close to wisdom. Oh, that's what she says. Okay, sure. You replaced Governor Yvette with a nobody. Unfortunate. Her family is influential. We got plenty of tribute from her. An expensive bit of idealism. Yeah, also in the interest of actually stabilizing the situation in the future, as opposed to actively destabilizing it further. So it's not entirely idealism, if I may, defend myself a little bit here. But obviously it doesn't even matter at this point. Nor did it ever really. You tried to say something about Yvette's actions, but Mother plows on. Yeah, okay. You replaced Governor Otto with a row. Yes, it was past time for him to be replaced, but making a vassal a governor is forbidden, and for good reason. I only hope we do not pay too much for your impulsive action. Poorly done. Also, without alternative. It would have been nice if the game had provided, at least two potential predecessors. No, that's the other word. Two potential successor, I guess. Successors. Just so there would have been any kind of choice. Maybe even just an illusion of choice if one of the choices would have been obviously just as bad as the current governor. Anyway, well, whatever. I guess the other option here in this case would have been to just keep Otto doing nothing. And the petitions. The Rassas asked for more than their due, yet you prevailed. All the petitions of the Rassas have been answered. Well, all but one. Good. You did a lot for them. Not that they were grateful. What a troublesome people. And she pulls a note out of her pocket and peers at it. They dared challenge you. They asked you to climb Provokroog. They dared insist you prove Haven is worthy to lead them, as if they were not bound by treaty and debt. A ridiculous demand, but a good way to show strength. What did you do, child? I did not go to Provokroog. So is this whole sequence literally going to be the same, except that in the end I'm going to say that I did go to Provokroog, and then whatever will happen there happened? I was somehow expecting this. Well, I wasn't expecting this to lead to such a long ending sequence. Obviously, well, I don't know. All this time I was thinking that obviously going to Provokroog is the only real way to end the game, right? And just deciding not to answer the challenge is just so lame. I was expecting some sort of throwaway, some dialogue and then just a series of ending screens outlining how, there was war and the rebellion was eventually crushed, and then, things were basically back to how they were. Game over. But, well, I suppose I'm just gonna quickly mash through all this dialogue again after I really finish the game, except that we're gonna have a different option right here. Well, I did not go to Provokroog. The wise, cautious path. If we let one vassal make such demands of us, others will follow. We must show that we are the masters and they are the vassals. Alas, this will only encourage them to bloody a rebellion, but it was necessary. One final question. You have been to the Rokash recently. I have not. What is your opinion of your actions there? of our actions there. Let me ask a question first. Why has the Rokaj been neglected for so long? Haven has neglected the Rokaj. We should not have treated our vessel that way. Yeah, honestly, I think that's true. This first option is intriguing. Sutter and Delia tense up. They give Mother a worried look. The Queen, in turn, takes a long time to answer. The words come to her very slowly. After Consort Damal died, I could not bear to think about the Rokaj. The loss of your father hurt. Then I was in the habit of not thinking about it. And then... so much of this was my fault. She holds up her list. I made so many mistakes. I wish I could correct them. I've said enough about this. What do you say about the Ro? Well, I mean, as I literally just said, Haven has neglected the Rokaj. And, you know, yeah. Queen Sharyn nods. True, of course. And now the price for my mistake will be paid in blood. We will crush this rebellion. We will execute the traitors. Then we will rebuild a better Rokaj. Thanks to your help, we can start anew. You spoke wisely. Therefore, it is a pleasure to make my proclamation. A proclamation? I proclaim, for your brave work in the Rokaj, that you are a hero of Haven. You have shown a lack of wisdom at times, and you have much to learn. Yet you will have a position of great authority in our empire. Let these words be spread throughout our many lands. Sutter seethes with jealousy. Wow, I mean, calm down. You're gonna be frickin' king eventually. Delia puts a calming hand on his arm. You hear her whisper, "You will still be king. Not a hero, nor very loved by anyone, or personally praised by Mother, but you will be king." I could have done more. Yeah. She holds up her list. We all can always do more. It is a hard thing to rule. So hard. When Sutter is king, he will need all of our support. Sutter nods. Remember this. And finally, I have a personal judgment to place on you. I have watched you so carefully. I must judge how good and loyal a servant to Haven you have been. Okay, I mean, if you must. As she speaks, the Queen is starting to sway uncertainly from side to side. The healers move closer to the door to the throne room. Still, she is determined to finish this audience on her terms. Not for the first time, you admire her iron will. I am sorry to have to say, your words and actions have shown you to need much correction. You don't understand Haven's ways, and I have greatly disapproved of your words and actions. You will still be a favorite servant, my child, but you have so much to learn. We will not forget it. Atantuo, Haven needs to work hard. We need you to keep learning. Remember, you will need to give support. Give support? The Queen turns and looks at Sutter. One day your older brother will be king. It is the greatest of challenges. He will need help, guidance, someone to challenge him. I know Delia will help him when she is not looking after her family to come. Sutter looks at the Queen as if he's never quite seen her before. Both he and Delia have increasingly wet eyes. The rest of the world has seen us weak. They see me as sick and incapable. Other rebellions are brewing. We face many new challenges. I need to know that you will help Sutter when the time comes. I would be a better leader for Haven. I mean, you know what? Honestly, since none of this is gonna be the ultimate outcome, the ultimate reality, why not pick the interesting option? I would be a better leader for Haven. Sutter is furious. Delia is shocked. Your mother diplomatically decides that you are joking. Atantuo, some things are not to be jested about. The eldest will rule. The others will support. It is Haven's way. You must do your duty when the time comes. You feel Sutter's glare burning into the side of your head. He will not forget this. Ooh. I'm shivering. With that last awkward detail settled, I declare your mission in the Rokaj concluded. What will happen to the Rokaj? It is said Darmal would be ashamed to see it. Yet it must be done. The Rokaj is in rebellion. Haven will crush it. No other ending is possible. They have spirit, but Haven's army is the most powerful in the known world. All that remains is to see how much damage is done. Your words and actions will have an effect on that. We'll see soon enough. Okay. I want to return to the Rokaj? No, I want to help you complete your list. Sure. You are good children. You did what I asked in the Rokaj. Your time there is done. Set it aside. You're good children? Okay, sure. Now we can turn to... Her face goes slack. Her list slips out of her hand. Mother? When she leans forward, you think that she is lost in thought. She keeps leaning forward. Father, she pitches forward. In full view of the healers and the royal guards, she collapses in a pitiful pile on the floor. The healers surge forward. The guards are behind them. Even after what has come before, Sutter and Delia are shocked. As the queen is carried away, you pick up the remains of her list. The boots of the guards have left it in tatters. Delia takes it away to discard it. Sutter walks up to Mother's throne and stares at it. Then he leaves for his room to clean up. I mean, so I guess she didn't actually die or anything. I'm glad. I can only assume that someone checked that, at least, because I wasn't sure there for a second. You stand alone in the throne room looking for something to do. All you can do, it turns out, is wait for news. We're still not done. Oh, or are we? Okay, never mind. Game froze there for a second. Final return, achievement unlocked. Okay. Queen Sharyn III is carefully removed from the throne room and returned to her chambers. Everyone knows the routine by now. Guards and healers return to their business, forgetting that anything happened. You spend some time with your brother and sister, some talk, a meal, trying to forget about everything that happened. Then life resumes. There's a crisis after all. All of the Queen's old orders for Sutter and Delia are still active. Of course, a few days of rest and treatment restore the Queen to functionality. She is soon back to giving orders. However, there are far fewer of them, and only about major issues. She does not ask what happened to her list. She does not begin a new one. Oh, okay. Surprising. Almost all of her meetings and audiences take place in her chamber now. The guards watch over an empty throne room. A few days pass. Sutter grows more and more restless. It seemed like he wanted a time for a peaceful rest in the palace. Instead, he broods and talks about the battles to come. Soon, he says his farewells, straps on his armor and blade, and departs. Delia continues to do research for Mother. More and more, the Queen asks for advice. She even manages to spend some days with you and see a few suitors. Oh, Delia does, okay. However, as time passes, she grows quieter, more subdued. Some days, she does not leave her chambers, so she's gone as well. That leaves you wandering the palace. Sometimes you wonder if you should be going somewhere, but the portal is always close to you. You get more rest and entertainment than you need, but boredom causes you to pace the halls. As time goes on, courtiers and officers visiting officials come to the palace to meet with royalty. For lack of others to talk to, you find yourself asked to give a lot of orders and rulings. Okay, sorry, Sutter. Somehow, news spread of Mother's lack of confidence in you. They accept your judgments, but you can see they are already scheming to find ways around them. Great. Many of those who come to the palace bring news of the rebellion in the Rokaj. From a distance, you watch the war unfold. The Rokaj was greatly displeased by the way you acted while you were there. They take it as a sign of future disdain and neglect. Really? You never went to Provokrook to answer the rebel challenge. While there was wisdom to this choice, it looks weak and cowardly to the warriors of the Rokaj. This choice causes many to join the rebellion. Interesting. So, is that really... is the decision whether to go or not go to Provokrook really not the big game-ending thing that I was making it up to be? Is it really just one more element to, you know, just like the other decisions I made along the way? All those small things to, you know, gain the Rokaj's favor? This first paragraph surprises me. The Rokaj was greatly displeased by the way you acted while you were there. I would think that I acted mostly in their best interest and in their favor. So yeah, I don't know. I hope this whole paragraph, both of these paragraphs, will change drastically if I, you know, after I actually go to Provokrook, but, well, I don't know, maybe I messed up more than I thought, or maybe it's almost impossible to make them happy? Your orders to fully unleash the army of Haven were followed to the letter. The 7th army in the row leaps out of their camp near Lascara, eager to show the row what Haven's superior equipment and training can do. Your forces are swift and unsparing, mercilessly dispensing violent justice to traitors. They are eager to see how many row come out to fight them. The Hyletha is sparsely populated. Most of its power comes from the trust and respect the rest of the Rokaj gives it. Rasa Suharam did not want to support the rebellion. He saw correctly how much destruction it would bring. Yet he eventually chose, of his own free will, to speak in favor of the wolves' efforts. His words spread rapidly through the row. Governor Ivana is soon forced to flee for her life. She spends the last years of her career as a minor official back in Haven. The Crownless Woods are grateful for your efforts calming their groves. Though many druids want to fight for vengeance, the druid Proserpexa calls for calm and patience. Okay, so now we get the individual reports, and those are going to be more favorable, I suppose. The newly ascended Governor Abelin replaces Yvette and immediately does his best to calm things with the Crownless Woods. Alas, the clans were angered by what they saw of you. Excuse me? What did they see of me that angered them? Can you be more specific? When the battle grows fierce, Abelin has to flee. He barely survives his journey to the safety of the A.k.a. Okay. I'm really not sure. I really don't know what I did wrong here, or if there was anything I could have done better. That's surprising. Soon the Crownless Woods are in rebellion. Many warriors roam the woods, freely ambushing and killing Havenites and Loyalists. Haven is forced to respond with a large disciplined force. Happily, portions of the Crownless are not burned. Yikes. The Lodaga is grateful for your help defeating the brigands that had been tormenting them. Because of your words and deeds, they are more likely to blame the wolf for their troubles. When the Ro learn that Rasa Lawita will also serve as their governor, they are grateful. Governor Otto leaves in disgrace. Soon the wolf's warriors descend into the Lodaga and the rebellion begins in earnest. That sounds slightly more favorable, I don't know. Except for that final sentence. Unfortunately, Haven has grown very unpopular in the Lodaga. Rasa Lawita gives you an unpleasant surprise. The power you gave him is too tempting. Oh no. He joins the rebellion, his new post gives him access to your forts and supplies, and he uses these to fight Haven. The rebellion is fierce. Haven's warriors are chasing Dagans up and down valleys for months. In a long series of ambushes, many are lost. Still, many corners of the Lodaga escape damage. It could have been far worse. Yay, I guess. When the battles have finally ended, Rasa Lawita is finally captured. For his treason, he is executed in a very public way. You know what? Serves him right. What a jerk. The Gentle Coast is the wealthiest, least military, most loyal region of the Haven, to Haven in the Rokash. Nobody expected them to be very active in aiding the rebellion. Alas, this means that when the rebel forces come down the valleys, the coast is not able to defend itself. Those loyal to the wolf give the traitors aid and hinder Haven's army wherever they can. Decades of peace and prosperity are shattered in several fiery months. The Gentle Coast quickly relearn the raw ways of war and rebels are pushed back. At the end of the fighting, the stunned coastal folk have lost both their wealth and their trust in Haven. Eventually the war ends. The second great uprising is utterly crushed. Rasa Suharam and those who wanted peace were right. Perhaps one day the Rokash will have the strength to repel Haven and regain its freedom. Not today. It is a hard war and the Rokash is left a smoldering, traumatized wreck. Few cities and settlements are spared the violence. Rebuilding will be the hard, expensive work of many years. Though she tries to make a brave face of it, you can tell that the Queen is greatly disappointed in how all this turned out. Much of her limited time outside her quarters is spent at Consort Damal's grave, talking to the stone. Then the Rokash falls away from your thoughts. As time passes, you settle into life at the palace, being consulted, making decisions, enjoying the luxury of royalty. You have little favor with the Queen. While you are sought out by Haven's officials to give orders and advisement, your words are usually ignored. This only results in more chaos. Meanwhile, the rest of the family is absent. Princess Delia stays quiet and remote. She still does her duty, providing research and advice to you and Mother when needed. She goes through all of the motions of life. Sometimes she reverts to her old self, and you walk together in the gardens or borrow the portal to go somewhere interesting. Yet Mother's decline takes a real toll on her, and she feels responsible as unrest in your vassals grows. Prince Sutter openly prepares to become king. Half of the time he visits powerful lords, wealthy merchants, and other potential allies. The rest of the time he tries to display strength and confidence by visiting destruction on those who resist Haven's power. He has no shortage of targets. He spends little time back at the palace. You see that his work is aging him, and you grow to miss his confident smile. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. When he is there, he is usually alone with Delia or the Queen. He avoids you as much as possible. Good. And the Queen grows weaker. She spends more time in bed. She gives fewer commands. She relies on the three of you more than more. There are no more unfortunate accidents. Okay. Surprising, honestly. Not really sure what to make of that, still. Yet her will is not entirely gone. She starts to talk about how she has one great regret. She never expanded the Empire. She never claimed a vassal of her own. Oh, did she not? Okay. I guess she only maintained the status quo then. You tried to keep her from taking on a new great project, but talking about it does revive her somewhat. You can only hope that she isn't too sincere. If she gives the order, it will be obeyed. She is still queen. Yeah, I guess that's gonna be Queen's Wish 3 then. Now all know of her sickness. If nothing else, events have brought truth to the world. In a way, it is a great relief. The rest of the world watches. They know the queen is dying. She has declared that Sutter will follow her, but the Lords of Haven will have to agree. Some plot quietly to take power. Vassals who see weakness and distraction consider rebelling. Some actually follow the example of Rokash and raise their weapons. Violence begins to break out. The world grows slowly more chaotic. You try your best to fight the decay and reduce the violence. Since you lack the queen's favor, you end up a figure of mockery at court, though never to your face. You often find yourself powerless to act, and the worst lies ahead. The end. Congratulations. Not sure if there's anything to be congratulated about. This, all in all, was pretty miserable. And I can only hope that by going to Prova Krug and maybe, just maybe, stopping the rebellion from happening in the first place, that is going to change a lot down the road. I mean, it should, right? Many of the things, like, yeah, many of the really bad things that kept happening and continue to happen were basically kickstarted by the war, by the rebellion, and how it was handled. And if that doesn't happen in the first place, things might look a lot less grim in the end. That's definitely what I'm hoping for, at least. Well, congratulations for reaching an ending to Queen's Wish 2, the Tormentor. If you carry your choices to the next game in the series, hang on to this code and enter it when you start Queen's Wish 3. Yeah, I mean, I can always look at the video if I want to, but I'm obviously not going to use that code to continue. Well, this has become another long episode. I was not expecting this much dialogue in the end, but here we are. Yeah, some interesting developments for sure. I'm really not sure why the game went on and on and on about that accident with the medicine bottle for as much as it did, without actually giving me any sort of resolution to that. So I guess we can only just try to draw our own conclusions. I mean, it doesn't seem like it was an attempt on her life by someone other than herself, or else they would have tried again, right? Yeah, I don't know. Not sure about that one. Either way, this is obviously, none of this ever happened. We're going to return to the Rokash next time and do things right, hopefully more right anyway. And yeah, we'll see how that goes and how much that changes the eventual outcome. Yeah, I guess that's that. Got nothing else for now. As always, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.